Welcome back to FilmFloggers. We review films and flog dead horses, so you don't have to. Is this week's film choice a complete waste of your viewing time? Much like flogging / beating a dead horses, get it? Please head over to www.filmfloggers.com to check out all of our previous floggings. And while you're there, maybe hang out for a while, look around and vote for our next film. Click on vote, or visit www.filmfloggers.com/vote. Are you an idiot? If so, please check out our Idiot's Guide to Reviewing Us, where even a big dummy like you can leave us a red-hot review. Here at FilmFloggers, we pride ourselves on offering 1-star content with 5-star effort. Once on the website, please click on Idiot's Guide, or visit us at www.filmfloggers.com/review-us. That should have been Idiot's Guide. My fault, I didn't change the URL. Annoying. Once again, filmfloggers.com/review-us. Believe it or not, we now have a Patreon. I know what you're thinking. You have the audacity to ask us to pay to receive more of this. Pause for dramatic effect. Yes. We have a Patreon exclusive show called Nitpickers. I think you'll like it. Please visit www.filmfloggers.com/support-us. Again, that hyphen is annoying, should have removed it. Or head straight to our Patreon page. Patreon.com/filmwafflers. No idea why I did film wafflers. Another mistake. Where you can support us for as little as £1 British or $1.50. And while you're on the website, punch that big purple subscribe button and tell a friend about the vlog. Wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, mistress, your nan, granddad, your kids. They can tell their friends. They can tell their friends at school about the vlog. But in all seriousness, this really helps the podcast grow and enables us to enrich or ruin the lives of the hundreds of millions of earlobes we haven't reached yet.
Last Christmas, I gave you a flog, but the very next day, you flogged it away. This year, to save Ben from tears, we're doing a Flogmas special.
Special. Oh boy. Boy.
Hello, Bunny.
Noise on the old boom arm.
Aloha.
Okay, just before we start.
Oh, no hello back?
I think there's been some confusion with the Rodecaster.
Oh, have you been using it wrong?
Possibly, a little bit. Well, no, hang on. There's still been some on the part of the Rodecaster, no doubt. But even though I've watched videos on the Rodecaster and how to use it and advanced tips and all this goodness, in my head, the knobs on the front I've been using in my mind as the gain controls, which are actually the volume.
Okay.
And when you go on the individual tracks, you can then turn it up as well. I've been using that one as the volume, and I think that's actually the gain. So I've been getting them the wrong way round, you see.
Oh, and what does gain mean in terms of podcasting?
Well, you hear that boom. So you've got the boom, and to the best of my seemingly limited knowledge, gain controls the tone of your voice and how loud it is. So not the volume as such. Maybe.
Okay, you're not meant to explain something using descriptive words like that. Gain.
Well, you're asking me what gain is. I don't actually know.
Oh, okay.
I've got a very rough understanding, so I can't even give you a good answer. This is the issue, hence why there's been some confusion. Okay,
that's fine. So confusion has been reverted?
I don't know. See, the thing is, I've turned you now all the way up. So this knob here, this is the volume now, apparently. Yep. You're normally about halfway.
Yeah.
You've gone all the way to the top.
Oh.
You don't sound that louder, do you?
No.
So this is odd because you're normally halfway.
Oh.
So when I'm sitting here and I'm going, I can't hear you. Hopefully this will help because I've turned you up 50%. It doesn't seem to be helping that much.
But I do have quite a screechy voice. So...
But now, because I've turned the gain up, and I think this microphone that I've got, this new one, is very gain hungry. I think you have to have the gain right up. Then I was looking at buying a cloud lifter and buying some more kit and... Yeah,
just stop buying shit.
Tweaking this for a bit or actually using it correctly.
Yeah, that'd be good.
For the first time and seeing what difference it makes. I feel maybe turning it up in post-production potentially makes it worse and creates more background noise. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So can I just clarify? In every single episode that we've done, it's because you haven't been using the Rodecaster correctly. Just to clarify.
No, well, that's not...
No,
there's still been... In certain parts, yes, but certain bits
in the majority of Rodecaster Blues has been because of you.
Well, potentially.
He's nodding.
Some of it,
That'll
yes.
do for me.
Some of it has been down to the Rodecaster. There's been things that I've just turned on for no reason after I've turned them off. That sort of thing. There's been some
Maybe that's me.
on the part of the Rodecaster. There's been some stuff where things haven't made sense or settings have remained the same and then for some reason it just doesn't sound right. But can you hear that crackling in the background?
A little bit, yes, Ben.
Well, it's a lot more than it normally is, but I've turned the gain up, you see.
Right.
Well, actually, no, sorry. I've turned the gain down a little bit.
Yes, and you turned me up.
And I've turned just the general volume of the microphones up. This is the concerning part, though. I've turned you all the way up. And you still don't sound that much louder. So I'm confused, really.
He's got a very confused look on his face.
And the first few episodes with this new microphone have been okay, but I'm sounding very, very boomy because I think I needed more gain, maybe even though it sounds like I've got too much gain.
Maybe we should swap microphones. If you're boomy and I'm low, maybe we should swap.
Well, if anything, I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like I need to turn your gain up, but
leave my gain alone,
so
Ben.
yes, there's been confusion.
My gain has no concern of you.
With the volume controls and the gain controls. So
on Ben's behalf, not the Rodecaster's fault. Ben's fault. Just to establish
there's a mixture of
Stop trying to justify it.
Two. So I don't really know what my point was.
Okay.
What was my point?
You're a dimwit.
Rodecaster issues again. Oh, but no, it's boring. I was there about that. So I thought it was just quite humorous. So, see what happens.
And I'm glad you shared it with us, Ben.
I wish I'd have known this before the Just Friends episode. That probably wouldn't have made any difference. Oh no, it would have actually. Of course it would have, because I could have heard my mum better anyway. Again, she was on, the fourth or fifth bar. So
at least you're honest about your mistakes, Ben. That's good. That's always very good.
But yes, this is the last one.
Is it?
We've got one more to do after this, but this is the last.
Stupidly.
This is the 12th one.
Yes, and it's a really, really good one as well. I'm really actually quite excited to talk about this film.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I actually loved it. Sorry.
We just wasted another 10 minutes
Ben
before
wasted 10
this
minutes.
talking about Just Friends, the 10th one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, probably won't even be using that until the new year.
Yes, because Ben went off on a bit of a waffle.
Yes.
So we're just going to talk about it in the new year. New year, new me, that kind of...
It is. I'm looking forward to the new year.
Yeah, me too.
Really am. I'm
2022, watch out.
I'm looking forward to enjoying the podcast again and having fun.
We were saying that we were doing too many. It was too much going straight from Floggaween. Then we were releasing a good few. We were trying to do more in November for Christmas, so we weren't doing them all the way over December because December's quite busy.
Yes. Well, there's loads.
I hated doing films in November. Hated it.
Now, be careful because I'll try and get back into it again.
No.
But yes, I think the approach with all this content was, fine, we've done it now. But realistically, it's one of those where you have to have the foundations there. You have to have the support and, the thousands of loyal listeners who are like, I just can't get enough of FilmFloggers. Give me more content.
Maybe I should go on Twitter and be a bit more supportive and share stuff on Twitter.
You could do some retweets, yeah. They've been lacking somewhat recently. But
I'd retweet you, Bunny. If I was on Twitter, I'd retweet you.
That's a different subject entirely.
Okay.
I did not get it. That's in the new year. We'll talk about that in the new year.
Yeah, new year, meet new me. So, shall we talk about the 12th day of Flogmas?
Yes. I just want to talk about all my stuff.
That's for the separate episode, Ben.
Can't do that.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, so much. So
we're going to do the episode in January, and it's going to get all the negativity of 2001 out of the way, and we're going to be positive for 2022. Is that right, Bunny?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, lots of ideas. What do you think of my new idea for yet another podcast? It's quite good, isn't it?
Yes, it is actually quite good, but I'm not sure if I would want to partake in it.
I know you're not. It's for me. I'm doing it
by
myself.
I mean, I don't think I'd want to listen to it.
Why?
I have to listen to you anyways.
Why not? What's wrong with it?
Anyhow, are you singing or am I?
Are you finding us loud this episode?
I find you always loud.
It's loud.
I always find you loud.
It's very loud. What do we? Oh, we haven't been doing that, have we?
No. You sing.
When did we stop doing that?
Not sure. No, I think we still did it.
No, well, we still do the bit at the start.
But we don't do all of them because that's just too confusing.
Yeah, that was one of the funny parts, though. The more episodes we did, the harder it was going to be to remember it, and we
but
just
we got
stopped.
to like 5. And that was it.
Yeah, was it 5 or 6?
We got them
I
all
can't
mixed
remember.
up.
I need to listen back to them again.
But yeah, go on anyways.
I'm imagining it was probably Home Alone
Probably.
because you and Sophie did that and I
Fucking
wasn't part of it.
Sophie.
And then
Sophie's fault.
we recorded the bit at the start and then...
Fucking SP film viewers.
So should we try now then? Should we do the 12 days? Should we just try off the bat?
Oh yeah, let's do it. I've had toast beforehand, so I'm very
Oh, good.
calm. So yeah, let's do it, Ben.
Did we discuss the scent and gave to me? That was discussed, wasn't it, at some point?
Yeah, you just do what you need to do.
Oh, that was
Ben.
in the episode Tokyo Godfathers. We discussed that. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, what number was that? I'm completely lost.
That was 11.
Oh.
The episode before.
All right.
So this is 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, Jesus, you're loud.
I'm gonna.
Just turn that down a tad,
Okay.
Rodecaster.
I'm gonna screw it up.
Whew.
Right. Go on. You sing.
On the 12th day of On the 12th day of Christmas.
No,
my
Flogmas.
Oh, that's right. That's another one of the errors.
Yeah.
Oh, so many. On the 12th day of Flogmas, my true love sent to me.
Klaus.
Or Klaus.
Klaus.
11.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
11.
Tokyo Godfathers.
10.
Just Friends.
9.
Love Actually.
8. You better watch out.
Yeah.
7.
Home Alone with SP film viewers. Sophie.
6.
Miracle on 34th Street.
No, I think it was Scrooge.
Scrooge.
5.
Miracle on 34th Street.
4.
Krampus.
Anna and the Apocalypse.
Anna and the Apocalypse.
3.
Krampus.
2.
Snow. Jack Frost Double Blind. Bill.
Yeah. Why do you keep rocking back? Stay in front of the mic.
Cause.
And the first day.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Woo! I did well. I did really well. I only got 2 or 3 wrong.
We kept calling it A Nightmare Before Christmas. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, I thought it was just called A Night Before Christmas.
No, it's The Night. Well, it's Tim Burton Presents.
No,
The
I'm
Night-
saying The Night Before Christmas, not The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, right. So we're just getting it wrong
Yeah,
all over the place.
That's us, Ben.
I sort of thought maybe if anyone listens, they'd be like, oh, it's kind of a joke because A Nightmare, it's they're playing into it. Oh,
No,
we're
it's just a common error.
Just getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
So anyways,
then let's get into it. please.
Klaus.
Time to rejoice in the good that we see.
2019 original Netflix movie, 8.2 out of 10 on the IMDb, which is very, definitely. I'd probably go a bit higher, but judging by the IMDb scores, no one's ever got a 10 out of 10 on that. I think the highest one was 9.1. What was it called, Ben? That film that I said? The Shawshank Redemption. So yeah, very, very well received. So after proving himself to be the worst student at a postal academy, a postman named Jesper is sent to a frozen town called Smearensburg, where locals feud and don't send mail. He discovers a reclusive toy maker named Klaus and encourages the children of Smearensburg to write letters in exchange for gifts. Directed by Sergio Pablos and co-directed by Carlos Martinez Lopez. Sergio Pablos produced Despicable Me, and he was the character designer in Rio as well. Anything you would like to add for him? Sergio, you were on about him earlier.
Despicable Me. He did the story, did he?
Yes, he
He created
did
the
story.
Minions or whatever.
Yes.
God, thanks for that.
I actually quite liked Minions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Disney stuff.
Somebody, I think it was one of the producers, had something to do with, there was like 5 different producers and I wasn't going through the list of them all.
No, I think it's the guy, the director.
Oh, is it? Sergio Pablos produced it as well, but then there was 4 other co-producers.
Because he was an animator. He animated some of the Disney stuff.
Yeah, someone
Hercules,
did.
I think.
Yep.
Tarzan, was it?
Yeah, he did all them.
Hunchback,
Don't know about that one.
Notre Dame.
Don't know about that one. Someone didn't find a Nemo, one of the producers of it as well, which is quite interesting. I do like that film. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So we've got Jesper, voiced by Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
Saving Mr. Banks, Fantastic Mr. Fox. He voiced Ash in that. Do quite like that film, Fantastic Mr. Fox. We've got Klaus as J.K. Simmons. Shout out to our SP film viewers who did this film with us. Fletcher in Whiplash.
Yes, of course.
He also played someone in Juno and in Spider-Man, and he's literally got loads of film out, doesn't he? Quite different to his character in Whiplash compared to this film, but hey-ho. We've got Alva, who's the teacher, who's played by or voiced by Radisha Jones. She also voiced, do you know that emotion film that I like, Inside Out?
Yeah.
She voiced a cool girl emotion, which is quite cool. You've got Joan Cusack as Mrs. Crumb, School of Rock, Toy Story. She voiced Jessie, I think it was. She's in quite a few things as well. So yeah, anything else you would like to say about the characters, actors, anything? Directors, producers, writers, animators, character designers, anything?
No, that's your job, Fiona. I'm just mucking about with my boom arm as usual.
No, director and actors is what I do. That's all. Anyone else that you would like to mention? I just did the kind of main ones.
No, I didn't look into it, no.
Oh,
no, I
okay.
think that's about right, isn't it?
Okay, I'm just actually checking that you're listening. So
I am listening, yes.
Very good.
Yes, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm already tired for some reason.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about the film then. Just a little bit of factual information here. So Smearensburg is a town that existed in Norway and it was known for the whaling community back in 1700 or something. It's now an abandoned settlement in the northwest of Svalbard. My Norwegian's not very good. Svalbard.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, it is actually a real place that exists.
What's the girl called from the tribe? Samai,
and she speaks Samoa.
And that's a real tribe in the world?
Yes, apparently so.
Right.
And they were actually going to get them to speak English in the film, but they thought it would be better if they actually spoke their normal language. It'd be more effective, which I think it was very effective.
Right, okay.
Loved it.
That's interesting, yes.
Yes. So the first thing I want to say is a quote. A true selfless act always sparks another. And I think this whole film is based on that, isn't it? When you think about it, there's actually another quote as well. Everybody's out to get themselves something. It's very true and it's very conflicting because we see Jesper, he goes off to school, he's trying to, prove himself he's not trying to prove himself in the academy, but he tries to prove himself to his father. He's sent over to Smearensburg. He has to stamp 6,000 letters in 365 days, which will be quite easy to do. However, because Smearensburg feuds and whatnot, no one sends letters because they're just killing each other all the time. So he then goes and encourages children to send letters to Santa Claus. And that's his motivator to get out of Smearensburg. So it's not a true selfless act. It's like he's trying to get something out of it. So they're both very conflicting.
Well, for him, yes.
Yeah.
Initially, that's the thing, isn't it? And that's where the ending for me, well, the bit before the ending, when they find out about Jesper's true intentions, it falls down a little bit.
No, it doesn't.
A tad, just because, again, it's for the narrative of the film, so he has to go and everyone has to be sad, and then he has to have this chat with the father and go, no, I want to be here. I don't want to go back to my life of luxury, my silk sheets and all this shit. So it's fine. It's not the end of the world.
Have you ever had silk sheets?
Oh, I don't think so, no.
They're not very cosy. I don't think I've had proper silk, but they're not very cosy. They're very...
Well, they come.
Slippery.
They come, Fiona. This is what the podcast is here for.
Oh. Okay.
You wait until they hear my new idea. That'd be my 10th podcast?
Yeah, I think you should... Yeah, anyways. So sorry,
go on, please. I'm looking at you. I'm trying to look at you now. So that was part of the introduction. That was one of the issues we were having. Yes, the bit where he leaves, yes. They could have just said, oh, but this is what I came here for originally, but I've changed. As you can see, I'm helping everyone out. I love this town. I love these people. I love what's her name? Sammy?
Alva.
No, what's the girl's name?
Sammy.
Though? Her name is Sammy.
Yes,
I thought that's what the tribe's called.
Maybe, I don't know.
Samai.
The little blonde girl.
Right. So, realistically, they could have gone, oh, okay. You've done quite a lot here, Jasper, since you've been here. Jasper, like the dog. We'll let that go. Like the dog? What dog?
The dog, the picture of the dog I sent you from the charity.
Oh, Jesus.
Southeast Rescue Dogs.
Right, okay, yes. I'll shout out. Yeah.
Yep. Southeast Dog Rescue.
So, do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
He's transformed the town, isn't he? And
he's gone from a selfish to literally a townsman.
Yes, but they didn't see that, did they? They just went, oh, how could you? And then just stomped off, and then he had to leave. Realistically, Klaus and
to be fair,
everyone else would have gone, oh, okay, but maybe you came with the wrong intentions initially, but look at us, we're happy, we're giving the toys to all the kids, this is great, we forgive you.
Yeah, but they probably didn't have time to think about that because they knew that tribe was going, they knew that what they call the Crumb family and the Ellenbows, they were going to come and get them to try and spoil Christmas. They didn't have time to say to me, oh, wait, let's talk about it, because they had to deliver all these gifts.
Well, okay.
They were just cracking on without Jesper.
They didn't need time. They could have just went, okay, yeah, that's not the best, but you've done quite a lot, so We'll forgive you. It's not ideal, but all right. But okay, it's it's nitpicking, isn't it? It's not a big deal.
Yes, it's a brilliant film. The animation is lovely in it. The colours are lovely in it. Obviously not at the very beginning, but at the end, it's just all lovely. The story is lovely. I love the ending, but we'll talk about the ending later.
Of course. Visually, it looks very nice, yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. 2D characters, isn't it?
Yes, 2D and 3D. They use some 3D as well, apparently.
Did they?
Apparently.
Oh, so I thought, without getting too much into it because I don't know enough about it, I thought the lighting and the shadow and the character designs made it look 3D, but it was all, I'm assuming, hand drawn or drawn on the computer.
There was some
in a
CGI.
2D.
There was some CGI effects in there as well, apparently.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it does look very nice.
It does.
There's lots of shots, several shots, which look particularly nice when he's travelling and when you get a shot of the island for the first time.
Yeah.
When he's in the carriage, when he's in the woods.
The Christmas market.
You've got the magical wind floating around
Yeah,
and the bird cage, the bird houses. So there's several shots where you're like, oh, that looks very nice. So,
or even when to go to the Samawi place as well, to give the sleigh to that girl. I thought that was quite nice. It was very simple, but it was quite nice, wasn't it? Because it was quite sparse. There wasn't really much there because it didn't need much.
yes.
It was quite good, just a couple of tents here and there.
I should have looked into that. In
No,
a different
it's okay,
year,
Ben.
I would have looked, because it's interesting, I would have looked into it a
is
bit
very
more and found
interesting.
out, but because it's 12 days and it's been a long few months, didn't want to get too bogged down with the visuals, but they look very nice. Very nice, and however they've created them, they've done a very good job. And, well, what was the budget for this? Did you say what the budget was?
The budget was 40 million, which is actually quite cheap for a animated film.
Exactly. So you look at that, the budget was, 40 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
What
10 years in the making as well, this
What
film.
was the budget for The Lion King? For that misery, that junk?
Don't know.
200 million?
Really?
Probably more.
Hmm.
Oh, did you like The Lion King? The new one?
Not particularly.
No, stunk.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah, but it's
We're
frustrating, isn't it?
Yes.
It's frustrating because you look at this, this is made for 40
million.
million.
And it's extremely
Lion
effective.
King, I'm pretty sure, would have been at least 200 million.
So
I'm not having it.
this film...
I'm not having it, Dan Mackles. I'm not having it.
Well, you have to get him in every single
Well,
time.
because he always defends it, doesn't he?
So this film actually shopped around various studios who perceived it as too risky. They perceived this film as too risky. Why? I'd like to know. Risky up until from April 2015, until Netflix acquired the rights to this film in 2017. It was the first animated film of Netflix to be nominated for an Academy Award. Did it actually win? I'm not sure. Didn't check that.
No, I don't think it did.
Yeah,
I think
should have.
Didn't Toy Story 4 beat it, I think.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Because there was quite a lot of films released in 19 from Netflix as well, wasn't there?
Was there?
Yeah.
Probably.
Was The Irishman, I think, was released?
Yeah, but we're talking about animated films, aren't
Well, yeah, that's true. But busy year for Netflix, basically.
we? Yeah.
The director actually said that it was actually easier to work with Netflix because everything that they kind of did together, and it was more so suggestions to changes, not mandatory, like other studios.
Well, there's the joke, isn't there, with Netflix, that they just
They don't give a
greenlight
shit.
everything. So it's hope for everyone that you can
Yeah.
cobble a film together or an idea and they go, yeah, that sounds good, yeah, put it on. What do you need? 100 million? There you go.
So I want to kind of talk about the but the Christmas hints all the way through, which I like the way it covers literally every aspect of Christmas, doesn't it? So we see Jesper, he's been banished to this land, this Smearensburg. He has to do 6,000 letters in 365 days. It's the home of the finest feuds. It's got a battle bell. We see his first interaction with the locals in the thing is quite negative. You know, they're out fighting. No one's paying a bit of heed to him. The teacher's horrible. The children are You've got all that. Then you see a child in the window. He dropped his letter or whatever, and he tries to encourage him to do letter to get it back. And then he goes on the hunt looking for Klaus, well, not for Klaus, but for the house Klaus to see if he'll write any letters. So you meet Klaus, and then Klaus decides to do a toy for this child that he's seen in the window. And then you get the scene where, you know, Jesper's kicked off and he falls down the chimney. So that's the first, well, obviously with the letters, that's not the first, but that's one of the most first hints that we get of Santa Claus, because obviously the legend is he comes down the chimney, doesn't he?
That's one of them, yes. Yes, it does handle the lore of Santa quite well.
Yeah.
It does get most of them in there,
I'm
doesn't
not
it?
finished.
Oh, sorry.
And then you've got, you know, some kids asking, why didn't I get a present? Because I got some coal. So naughty kids get coal for Christmas, covers that. It covers the stocking fillers as well. It covers the Santa letters, obviously. What else does it cover? The Christmas markets, the cookies and the milk, the sense of family, of love, all of that. It's just, oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. And then you've got the Samoa community, and they're kind of like Santa's elves, aren't they? They come in to help with the presents, to help load it up, the reindeers, the sleigh. Oh, I just love this film. Just have everything.
Yes, well, it does handle it well, yeah. It does handle as I said, the lore of Santa.
Yeah.
Or what you think about when you think about Santa and the presents and the gifts and the suit at the end and the sleigh and the reindeers.
What does it say at the beginning? This is a story of letters and how it began.
Yes.
Squish.
Yeah, there is some magical elements to it, but only right at the end do you get it when, for whatever reason, Klaus starts turning up once a year.
No, we're not talking about that yet.
Yes, I know, but I mean, there's not that much magical things going on. There's lots of physical comedy and there's lots of, characters jumping up and down and getting fired out. Well, not cannons, but, you can accept that. That's okay. But they didn't try and about with the legend of Santa too much.
No.
And that's what you get, though, don't you, with legends, where if you go back to the origin story of something, when something happens that's not happened before, or something unique, or something that for a lot of people, for kids in particular, seemed magical, the legend over the years gets extravagant.
Yeah, it's like Chinese
I keep
whispers.
having a shock of that word.
Extravagant. Exaggerated.
The legend over the years keeps getting exaggerated.
And extravagant, more and more extravagant.
And it becomes, yeah, exactly. So it becomes more and more ridiculous. So this film does it reasonably well. And you think, actually,
brilliantly.
This is how it starts off because this is reasonably normal.
But it's
simple. He's not flying around. I know there's scenes where they do end up in the sky, but there's not magical reindeers straight off the bat. There's not loads of magical elements which you think about when you think about Santa.
It's just very simple, isn't it?
Yes.
Somebody sends a letter, you get a toy. That's it.
I'm assuming that's what the film was thinking about at the time, because then over the years, over the centuries, people add different things to the legends and the story, like you do with anything, don't you?
Well, it kind of covers all bases, doesn't it? Because, it's technically, you're writing the letter to Klaus, but it's not Klaus who's actually delivering the presents, which I think is quite clever. It's actually the postman who's delivering the
No, it's just old
present.
Jesper just breaking and entering people's houses.
Which I think is quite good. It's quite clever how it's done. Because it's actually not Klaus delivering the presents. And because it doesn't make sense if he did, because he's a very big bloke, they can barely sit in the what do you call it? Sleigh.
Oh yes, there's
together.
the funny scene of him being squished, old Jasper.
I had to get that in.
Jesper or Jasper?
Jasper. G-E.
Keep forgetting.
Jasper. But it's okay, we get things wrong in the show all the time.
But at the end, it is just Klaus, though, isn't it?
It is at the end,
right.
but that's because it's magical. It's a magical entity.
Yes, yes. So the magic turns up eventually.
So it depends on how you look at miracles as well, doesn't it? Because you've got the whole scene about the Crumb and the Ellenbores explaining to the children that this has been a feud ongoing for years upon years upon years. So essentially, when you're looking at the townspeople and they're mixing, they're giving each other gifts, instead of taking the plums away or the cherries away from the neighbours, they pick them for them. And then someone else makes a cake and they're huffing at each other. Then you get the next scene where they're actually inviting them in for tea. And that in itself is probably a miracle for that town because they've never had that. Same with the two of them getting together, Pumpkin and the other bloke, the Crumb and the Ellenberg.
Yeah, that was a bit...
Yeah, but that's because he helped her because it was a selfless act. And then they fell in love.
Yeah, but it becomes like a big part of the story at the end, and it's like... I get, but it brings the families together.
Well, they were the muscle men. They were both the muscle men. So if the two muscle men, the muscle people, if they're both in love...
Muscle people?
They can't. They can't.
Muscle.
Well, they're the ones that people called upon.
Yes, I know. That's so they get married, and then the families need to stay civil because son marries the daughter. And is there something to that with the whole...
The whole Christmas
warring tribes, the whole warring groups of the town...
Well,
the feuds they're having, and then the idea of...
Love can change everything.
Yeah, but I mean, the idea of people have traditions that they, rightly or wrongly, that they stick to for thousands of years, and then you look at it and go, you need to move on from that. But like, no, this is what we believe in.
Well, I suppose
but then people move in and try and change tradition, and it fucks people off, which is happening in the world all the time. People come in and start saying, no, it's this now because we said so.
Well, I think all throughout the film you start to see that Smearenburg is actually becoming a way nicer and better place to live in.
Well,
it's more colourful.
That's the power of old Jesper.
Yeah, it's more colourful. Well, it's not just Jesper. It's just like when somebody tries to do good, and it's passed on. It's like doing, what's that thing called? What do you call it? When you do something good and you pass it on. No.
Pass it up.
Oh, it was in my book that I was reading. Anyways.
Pass it forward.
That's pay it forward.
Pay it forward,
Yeah.
yes.
So when somebody does something good, like the kids are all changing, everything's changing, then you see the thing where the two gates are being, or the wall is being knocked down, the fence is being knocked down, and he's inviting the kids over to play on the slides, and that's because they helped him when he broke his leg. And it's just like all these good deeds that people don't even realise are actually quite good are actually making the community so much better, which was obviously from Jesper's influence. It's just so good. I love it.
It is very good. It's a good film to end on.
Yeah.
It's don't really have much to criticise about it. It's a nice film. It holds up. I've seen it a few times now. It's this film's going to be coming out on Christmas Eve, so you can get all the. Oh, have we sworn? Are we swearing in this?
I hope not.
Yeah, I know. Because,
can you beep us out if we are?
Well, I'm going to, yeah, because I wanted to actually release this.
I think I may have called Jesper a P word. So yeah,
oh,
a selfish P word.
Oh, right. Okay, so we'll have to beep it out. So
Pansy.
Yes.
I'll call him that.
I wanted to make this the first ever episode on FilmFloggers that I don't tick the explicit box.
Oh.
Just out of interest. Just to see, just see if those numbers fly up, because kids can listen to it and you can gather the family around on Christmas Eve and listen to us talk about Klaus.
Can we talk about Klaus's eyebrows? They're very similar to mine, aren't they?
They are, yes.
I got my eyebrows done recently and they're, that stage where they're flaking off now. So they're quite dark.
Yes, I said that you look like one of the babies on the internet, when the dads draw the eyebrows on.
Mm-hmm. I actually did.
Yes.
I think I might go a little bit thicker, like Klaus's. What do you think?
Right.
Yes. One or two things I want to just talk about more is you have to see...
Oh?
You have the scene where, he's had to talk with his dad. The Samoa girl's all upset. He goes back to try and justify himself to the thingy, to Klaus or whoever. And the two clans are there trying to ruin Christmas. And he then jumps on the presents, gets into the sleigh, and he grabs the two things
Oh, yeah.
to move the reindeers. And they're not attached. And then he's just there, his face. He's looking at Klaus and he's just like, well, if I'd have known they weren't attached, I wouldn't have done this. And he's trying to justify his stupid error. It's just brilliant. Brilliant. Loved it. It was all a joke anyways. Don't worry. The presents were safe. Everyone who's listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully go and watch the film before you listen to this. That would be a good idea, I feel.
Yes, definitely.
In some ways,
it would be a brilliant Christmas Eve film to watch.
That's what I'm saying. Watch the film. Put this episode on. It's lovely.
It is lovely.
No swearing. We're for the kids now. We've always been for the kids, but we just swear a little bit too much.
So you see Klaus, he's cutting the wood, probably for toys, God knows what. You see throughout the rest of the film of how the relationship progresses. So they're constantly visiting Klaus. They get older. There's a reference to a mustache there, which is quite funny. All of that type of stuff. And then you just see an image of Klaus. He's in his back garden, sawing some wood or whatever. The wind starts blowing and he's just like, I'm coming, love. And I just think that is really, really sweet. Really sweet. It's just like, I'm ready. I'm going to come to you now. It's lovely. And then you've got Jesper. He's sitting down Christmas Day, saying goodnight, Christmas Eve, saying goodnight to his children, putting out 2 glasses of milk and some cookies. And he says, what happened to him after that? How? Why? I can't even begin to comprehend. I stopped trying to make sense of it a long time ago. But I do know, once every year, I get to see my friend.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that so lovely?
That's lovely, yes.
So the spirit of Klaus lives on, basically. It's so lovely.
It is, yes. It's a very nice film, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no complaints.
Oh, I think that's a first, actually, for the FilmFloggers. No complaints on a film.
Well, as I said, I don't want to just watch films and criticise them for the sake of criticising them. I think I spoke about this already. There's certain bits of the plot towards the end which are a bit like, okay, right, whatever. And, for example, I think it would have been interesting if they'd have had at the end, the presents did go missing, or they did fall off the cliff, and there was a few left or whatever, and then the kids...
shared.
Yeah, but then they say, oh, it's okay. We'll just get together and just play with this frog, like the kids were doing, which sparked it all, the frog, and they started playing together.
Well, it's the two families, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were the feuding families.
I think that'd have been all right.
Yeah, that would have been.
If there would have been just hardly any gifts, but everyone just was sharing, and it's selfish acts and all this again.
Yeah, but then the whole idea of the reason why they got the presents is because of a selfish act done by Jesper, because he came back, because he wanted to come back. for himself, for the community. And that's why they were delivered on time, because probably Klaus wouldn't have done it all in one night. How would he got down the chimneys, first of all? He's a big bloke.
And also the thing with the kids is that they're doing all this nice stuff and they're going around the town. They're going, I did this and I did this and I did that. Well, they're doing it for presents, aren't they? I know the kids.
But then
that's
it'll
real.
eventually start coming to the norm, isn't it? It's how the story progresses. Like, you know, obviously you don't know how it's going to progress after the film's finished, but, you know, you assume that then this is going to be just once a year the presents come. So they'll be good for the full year.
I'm not saying that as a criticism as such. In many ways, that's about right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kids do things in life. They do chores and they do all sorts of things because you say, oh, naughty or nice list. You've been good or bad. Santa's watching.
I'm on the good list.
So, of course, when you're a kid, you do stuff because you do it because you've been promised something. But then you start learning the act of selflessness as you get older, and then you start doing stuff off your own back. When you're a kid, you don't do that. You need an incentive a lot of the time to do stuff.
You haven't changed from being a kid then, have you?
What's that, sorry?
You haven't changed from being a kid then, have you?
Oh, really?
Oh.
What was I doing yesterday?
I don't know what
with my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly, yes, good. Spent a lot of time with my friend, yes.
Yeah, an
Going
80-year-old
over
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Having
Very
coffee
nice
next
people.
week just before Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going to bake some cookies.
Oh, lovely.
He doesn't have any tea, but still, I'm going to bake them. He can melt them in his tea.
Oh, maybe I'll get him on the podcast.
Maybe. Oh, that'd be lovely.
That'll get me some listens, surely.
Okay, so let's round off.
Already?
Well, what else do we need to talk about? It's amazing.
Oh, loads of notes here.
Oh, come on then, Ben. You tell me.
No, well, I'm sure we've covered most of it.
No, is there anything that you have a quick glance over your notes there, Ben? Is there anything that you would like to add in? That's obviously
I've got something here about...
importance. Just going to have a quick drink.
It's all in... I'll just wait. That's my drink.
Sharing is
You're
caring,
extremely loud this episode. Like, my ears are burning.
Oh. Anyways,
So-
proceed with what you were saying.
Just about how many half-decent films there are. Hang on now, what am I saying? Yes, I was just going to say, I was thinking how many films there are that are really dog shit, that get away with it somewhat because they use the backdrop of Christmas as the main theme of the film. You know, for example, even stuff like Home Alone. It's all right. If it's not set around Christmas, are you watching that every year?
No.
No, because it's just bang average. There's so many films that get away.
Die Hard.
Well, no, yeah, but Die Hard's a decent action film. Though. And anyway, that's the whole thing about, is it a Christmas film?
It's not.
But yeah, but Die Hard's a classic 80s action
Yes,
film.
I get it.
But there's so many films that are bang average that a lot of people will say, oh, it's a great film, that. Oh, I watch that every year. Yeah, because it's got Christmas in it. Take that out of it. It's
Yeah.
Oh, I'm swearing. Oh, God.
Cut yourself out, Ben. Just beep.
I'll cut that bit out because I was swearing. Oh, and I was swearing on the CGI as well.
Don't
Oh,
beep. Just
jeez.
beep yourself out.
Well,
Ben.
I'll just cut it out.
Yes,
Cut it out.
Just cut it out.
So, yes, there's loads of films that because they use the backdrop of Christmas, lots of people will go, oh, I watch that every year. Oh, because it's lovely and it's Christmas. But they're rubbish. So many films. Most Christmas films. There's lots of good ones, but a lot of Christmas films that people watch every year are not very good.
Well, I agree with
And
that. Definitely.
the film gets away with it because it's Christmas. It's set at Christmas. You know, Jingle All the Way. Even with Arnie, you'd watch that once and go, oh, well, I'm never watching that ever again. That was absolutely hideous.
I'm trying to just kind of go through in my head there all the films that we've probably watched that you can watch all throughout the year. And probably the only one that we could actually watch is Just Friends. And Apocalypse, maybe. But do you really want a cheese fest, zombie cheese fest?
Most Christmas films you could look at and
that's
go
very true.
like, how often would
Because
I watch this?
I wouldn't watch Love Actually in March.
No,
I just wouldn't. It's a Christmas film for me and that's it.
Love Actually sucks.
I like it.
Ugh.
The Holiday. It's not essentially a Christmas
You'd
film.
watch that once, never watch it again.
I watch it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Me and your mum
You'd
have a
never
date
watch it again.
on the 23rd to watch that.
Look, again, it's subjective, but my point was there's just so many bang average films that are elevated somewhat because they've got Christmas to play with.
Well,
So
I
they're
think-
like, oh, I watch that every year because it's fun, it's a good film, and it's got Christmas in it. Home Alone, prime example.
I think this film, as a Christmas film, should be near enough top of the list because it's just such a lovely story. It's good for children. I loved it as an adult. Well, kind of adult. Loved it. Just perfect. Perfect. And you can watch it every year. You can watch it whenever you want. But
Yes, was a very good film.
Number one Christmas
Very
film.
good film. And yes, I'd happily watch it every year.
yes. Ooh. In our Christmas jammies. It's like Scrooge.
Take the Christmas out.
Scrooge.
Rubbish.
I probably would watch Scrooge, to be fair, 'cause it's very
Well,
good.
some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
The Muppets.
Scrooge films which are just, Well,
Well, it's just to
you
try
never
to-
watch that, full stop.
Well, they're just trying to make it into a Christmas film then, don't they? Like the Muppets, to make it, yeah, fair enough, it's set around Christmas, fair enough, yes, grand. But the Muppets is taking it a little bit step too far, isn't
Look,
it?
well, if you like the Muppets,
I
fine.
don't.
Maybe I'll watch it before Christmas, just out of interest.
Not with me.
I haven't seen it for a while.
We watched it 2 years ago.
Oh, well, 2 years ago. So I've missed a year. I need to watch it again. If you like the Muppets, then I'm sure you'll love it. If you don't like the Muppets, you're never watching that film ever, are you? Ever.
Yeah.
Full stop. Take Christmas out of it. Not go near it.
So anything else to add in? It's a very good point, Ben. I'm glad that you said that.
Oh, good.
Well done.
Good, yes.
Kind of changed us. We're not killing each other.
Well, I'm stripping it back, Fiona.
Ooh.
Last episode.
Ooh, what are you stripping? Oh, sorry.
Sorry?
I said, what are you stripping back?
Kids. This is for kids.
Edit it
This
out.
is New Year's. No, Christmas Eve. Have you seen New Year's Eve?
Yes.
We'll try and do that for New Year's Eve. We'll try and do that episode.
No, Ben. I've
Yeah,
been
we'll
lovely and
try.
calm.
Yeah, we'll try and do
film.
that. We'll try and squeeze that in.
Okay. Points on this film. Brilliant animation. Beautiful film. The story holds. It's funny. It explores Christmas. All things related to Christmas is explored. You see the postman changing from somebody who's quite selfish into quite a nice guy, which is like a lovable character, really. 10 out of 10 for me. Loved it.
10 out of 10.
Yep.
Oof. Oh, boy. Okay, is that it then, is it? Are we finishing off?
Yes. Have you got anything to state?
Well, loads probably, but it's been a long year.
It has been.
We've got another one to record, yet a bonus one, so
Which is very stupid.
which is going to be very short.
Mm.
We're going to be utilising the 15 minutes of flog template properly for once.
Yes.
So
Very excited.
watch out for that. Probably release that on Boxing Day, maybe, if you're lucky.
Or unlucky.
I'll just do this over Christmas, yeah. Just sit here just editing over Christmas. Sounds good.
Right. Any final words?
No, well, there's loads, but yeah, that'll do. wouldn't it?
What would you give this out of 10, Ben?
What about the weird snowman kids that you see that pop in occasionally? You just see the weird kid just pushing the nose in. Yeah.
They're at the beginning as well,
Yes,
aren't they?
they
But
are,
it's not like it's an evil snowman or something. Yeah, no, loved it. Brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant. That's all I can say about this film. I loved it.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for listening and a very happy Christmas. And watch this film, please. Make me happy.
Are you glad that you did this one?
Yes.
As opposed to doing a
Yes.
sort of a
Yes. A language. Yes, I am.
language? It's a disease, isn't it?
Yeah.
So bad that you can't just say, right, we're not going to swear, and just keep swearing. It's so bad. Sorry, kids. They're all getting beeped out. I'll spend another hour doing that. No problem.
Good.
For the children.
Anything else, Ben?
I don't think so. Do your spiel.
Well, thank you very much for listening. And if you like what you hear, you can find us on all available platforms, social media, the Facebook, the Twitter, Instagram. You can also find us on Goodreads, Good Pods, if you like that.
Really struggle with that, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Don't know why.
Because I like to read. I don't like the pod.
Do you ever use Goodreads?
No.
You don't even know what
Yes,
it is?
I do. On my Kindle, when I download books, you go onto Goodreads.
Right.
Or maybe I'm doing it wrong. Don't know. But yes, if you don't forget to like, share, comment and review.
Oh, also, Sopranos Redefined.
Oh.
We really should have put the. It's really irritating, actually. And naturally, I want to say The Sopranos.
But does it really matter? Because
Yeah,
you
no,
can
it is.
say inverted commas, Sopranos
Well,
Redefined.
we could do, but the podcast is called Sopranos Redefined. But every time I say that, I want to say The Sopranos Redefined.
Oh,
I don't know
every
why
time
we-
you talk, I want to hurt you.
I don't know why we didn't just put the
But
there
you
in.
don't.
Again, yeah.
Yeah,
Mackle's making bad decisions.
probably. You were the one that named it, though, I thought.
Sopranos Redefined. Yeah, I always forget about it.
Don't forget about the Twitter as well. No, what's that thing called? The Twitch.
Oh, yeah, we will be doing that at some point. But we
can
have to. I've got the monitor downstairs. It's ready
Yeah,
to go.
he's got a monitor, everyone. I swore Blue he wasn't going to
We're
get a
going to be
monitor.
doing less episodes,
He's
so
got
we've
a
got
monitor.
more time to get back on the old Twitch.
Mm.
And yes, as I was saying, Sopranos Redefined. I always forget to mention it. I don't know why. Why do I forget to mention it? The first season, not great. I think me and Dan have improved in the second season. So that'll be out. The second season will be out in January. So watch out for that. Very exciting. It's all right. We're getting better.
Okay. So on that note, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Twitter,
We wish you a Merry
Instagram for
Christmas.
Sopranos.
We
Redefined.
wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Is that it? Is it?
Yep. Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope Santa Claus comes tonight. Woo!
Oh, yes, because this will be released on
Yep.
Christmas Eve. Yes. Good. For the children, yes. Clever. Yes.
Leave the milk and the cookies out too.
Happy Christmas, everyone. It's been an interesting few months.
It's been a joyful...
Watch out for our 2021
2022.
summary.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes, we'll do a 2021 summary and release it in the new year.
Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to What's Our Seat Number. If you're listening to this trailer, you're deciding whether or not you're going to listen to this podcast.
Good.
But chances are we've lost you already.
Wait, what? No, come on, Matt. What?
Well, I mean,
Why?
it takes what, like 10 seconds for people
You're
to lose
being
interest in things?
defeatist.
I am
You're
not
being
being
defeatist.
defeatist. They've
You
gone
are.
already. It's for now.
Then, well, now they are because we started arguing, so we've both sort of driven them out.
Well, go
Right,
on
just
then.
go on to
Tell the dead air who we are.
Okay, the dead air,
The dead air.
the cadaver.
The people who aren't listening anymore.
I'm taking control. You introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing, all right? It's going to sound more professional that way. Go.
Okay. I'm Johnny Gross. I'm a filmmaker and a film fan and fanatic and obsessive.
Good. Very good. That was very well done. Very professional. You sounded like you're in control and almost like you know who you are.
All right then, and who are you?
I'm Sai. I'm a 3D artist and a game designer, a film fan. I'm your brother as well.
Really?
So we're going to be talking about some of our favourite movies and hopefully some of yours as well. There's going to be trivia behind the scenes.
Do you want to tell the listeners why we've called this podcast What's Our Seat Number?
You really came to the right person with fielding this question because I feel that I can take this story and really bring it to life. Okay, so one time we went to go and see a film in the cinema and I asked, what's our seat number?
Fantastic.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I did it for you.
It's great.
If you want to hear more, you can check out the rest of our episodes. We're hosted by Podbean, but you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music or Audible, TuneIn, Alexa, Listen Notes, and now on iHeartRadio, Player FM, and Podchaser. So pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please don't forget to review, like, and rate, and keep listening, because the more you listen, the more we'll be able to produce. Bye.
Ta-ta.